Hello everybody, James T. Clement here, 38-year narrative filmmaker, and welcome to a new episode of my reaction and review show. Now, if you have not seen this before, real quick, what I do, I go in and I watch a film, I react to it, and basically review it, but there's a catch. I do it from the standpoint of having been a narrative filmmaker for 38 years versus just a fan. That's one. And then the other catch is I'm only interested in doing independent films. So films along the lines of what I do and so many other filmmakers do that do not get any support whatsoever from Hollywood or even from YouTube for that matter. Because I personally believe that if there is nothing sadder than a storyteller, but there's no one there to listen to their story. But it's really tough. It's really tough to get your information out there and get your works out there in front of people. Real quick, just want to plug a little self-plug here. We just finished our latest SCP film, and we have a sequel lined up for it that we are working on now. The film is called SCP Keter. It's available right now on my channel, James T. Clement Film, which you're watching this video on. So as soon as this video's over, follow the link over and check out SCP Keter. The second part is called SCP Breach, and it's pretty self-explanatory what we're going with it, but I'm not going to get into too much detail at this time, except to say that this particular story, SCP Breach, takes place about 24 to 48 hours after the events of SCP Keter. So if you watch SCP Keter, you will see the events that pretty much directly end up leading into that. And I think with a title like SCP Breach, it's probably pretty self-evident what it's going to be about. Okay, so let's get to business. Today's movie that we're going to be watching, this is a long one, so bear with me here. The Keeper's Diary, a Biohazard story, a Resident Evil fan film. That was a mouthful. From here on, I'm just going to call it The Keeper's Diary, okay? Now, the channel that put this out is called Residents of Evil. Residents of Evil. Please go over to their channel, check out some of their other work. I plan on doing the exact same at some point after this. Give them a like and a subscribe on their video. The link to the original video will be in the description below, so you can also go check that out after you've watched this video and after you've watched SCP Keter. Then you can go check out The Keeper's Diary thereafter. The director, now this was a little bit hard. I had a lot of trouble figuring out, and I'm not even 100% sure that this is the name of the director, but it was the closest to a director credit that I got, and it was Andrew Saullo, S-A-U-L-L-O. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, my friend. I am very sorry because I know I butchered it. My heartfelt apologies for that. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. We're going to get into this movie, but before we do that, helping me today is going to be Corvette. What's up, buddy? You ready to work the mouse for me? Ready to work the mouse? By the way, somebody said that you're cute. Not as cute as Murder Kitty, but you're cute. I'll take it. Alright, so we're going to get into The Keeper's Diary as Corvette works the mouse for us. Make sure everything's good. Alright, let's do this. Ready and play. There's your trigger warning. Explicit violence and gore.
The Keeper's Diary.
And there's the title of the film.
Biohazard.
So this is where I got the director's name from. This is as close as I got to it, was right there in the title. Battle not with monsters, lest you become a monster. And if you gaze into the abyss gazes also into you. Friedrich Miltz. Alright, so we got some weather happening here. We're in Arklay Forest. By the way, some of this stuff I'm probably not going to understand. As it turns out, I don't happen to be a Resident Evil fan. So, I mean, I saw the original movie like back when they first came out with it, you know, how many ever decades ago that was. But I haven't really kept up with it. And I don't really make time to play video games at this point either in my life. And I haven't done so in a long, long time. So I'm generally speaking not as familiar with Resident Evil as perhaps you are, but that allows me to come into this with a little more balanced view of it. I don't have a dog in the race, so to speak. All right, so we've got this individual, this lady coming into this house with a storm going on in the background. She's trying to break into a room right now. That shot's a little weird. the thing that's in the foreground that's blocking what you want your focus on is actually what's out of focus. I think your focus was supposed to be on the keyhole, so that shot was a little bit bizarre. But I will say, overall, I'm really digging the look that you guys have gone for here. This lady's armed with what looks like a classic shotgun of some kind, an older one. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Is that Jennifer Aniston on the wall? She didn't notice that the second she came in the door? Itchy. That sounds ominous. Itchy and tasty, and that's all it says. Ugh. Okay, I'm liking your compositions so far.
May 9th, 1998.
Yeah, never be afraid of close-ups, guys, because that's when you can really get your actor to tell the story for you. And you definitely took advantage of that, so great work. Well, I bet this was a smoke-filled room when they filmed this, because they were probably there hours doing this scene, just constantly having to light cigarettes before this scene. Boy, I bet that was a rough day right there. Even if you are a smoker, that'd be rough. Not the greatest hand. This guy here looks like he doesn't have a very good poker face, in my opinion. He looks like he knows he's screwed here. Wow.
I checked.
I don't know a lot about poker either. I don't know how to play it, so I'm not even sure what that means when he says check. Not really a gambler kind of guy. Or am I? I've spent 38 years trying to be a filmmaker. Maybe I am a gambler. By the way, if I didn't mention it before, guys, I apologize about the background noise, the white noise. I'm having some issues here at the house, and I'm having to monitor the air conditioning system right now, so that's what that is that you're hearing. I apologize for the noise, but... Alright, well, like I said, I'm not really into poker, so this scene right here isn't really doing anything for me.
Full house.
It's one of those scenes I just wanted to get over with so we can get to actually what they're trying to do. It just, poker doesn't interest me at all, at all. Not watching it, not playing it, none of it. Not even hearing about it. Now, where did he come up with that? Man, I had a 7 and a 2 a minute ago.
I think he was cheating.
I think he was too.
Scumbag.
He's also got his hair fixed like my sister did when she was a baby. Mom
May
used to
10th,
take
1998.
and give her a little mohawk.
One of the higher
That's
ups
how
assigned me to
Steve
take care of
looked.
the creature.
Commence with the procedure.
Okay, that particular composition where the guy said commence with the procedure, it was a little bit, it was
Looks
framed a
like
little weird.
skinned
But
gorilla. Feeding instructions were given live animals.
uh-oh, this ain't good. Poor pig. I hear pigs actually make pretty good pets. They're like little dogs or little cats, from what I heard. Nice. What'd you guys expect to happen? Is this the first time these people have ever seen this thing rip apart something to
When I
eat?
threw in a pig, the creature seemed to play with it, tearing off the pig's legs and pulling out the guts before it actually
CGI looks pretty good. I might have lit it a little bit different and left the majority of the creature in blackness.
Seal it off.
There's a little bit of a... Looks like this facility wouldn't really be up for the kind of work they're doing with a creature like this.
Scott woke me up.
Just doesn't
Scared
look
the shit out of me, too.
as technologically advanced as I would guess something like that would be.
was wearing a protective suit.
There's been an accident in the lab. I need you to
Okay, so I don't know, like I said, I'm not a Resident Evil fan, so I don't know if this is a thing where when they go outside they have to wear protective gear.
Said there'd been an accident in the basement lab. Is everything okay?
Nice looking costume though.
But if anyone asks, you didn't get that from me.
So that's a
I
friend
just
right
knew
there.
something like this would happen.
Brought the man what he needed to do what he had to do, and just said, "Just you didn't get it from me," which means that they had no intention of giving this particular character what he needed to do, whatever it is he's got to do.
May 12th, 1998. I'm wearing the damn spacesuit since yesterday. My skin is getting grimy and it feels itchy all
Bad.
over.
When I was in the Army, I'm a veteran of the Army, and we had a couple of times when we would go out into the field or whatever, and it would be hours, a block of hours that were set aside for us to test our gas masks, and they'd make us put on the whole outfit, and we just had to stay in it for a couple hours. So I can say that would be a bummer. It isn't the most pleasurable experience I've ever had, for sure. Should have been some kind of impact shot there. Like, pow, the dog's in his face. I would have liked to have seen that. It was a little bit,
I decided not to
it was
feed him.
presented not as impactfully as I think you intended for it to be. Costuming's really nice though.
May 13th, 1998.
We actually found that we had to do some PPE suits ourselves for something we were doing with zombies one time.
I went to the infirmary.
We ended up, like, there's a couple of things you can do. What we ended up doing was getting the white paint suits that actually have the hood, and once we got the masks on and the gloves and the rest of it, we put some logos on it. It looked
They put a
completely
white
authentic.
bandage on it and told me I didn't need to wear the suit anymore.
Oh crap!
Keep scratching it, it's gonna keep getting worse. Give it some time to
How does he scratch that and not just have like gooey slime on his finger? I wouldn't touch that if I was him. It's like, oh man.
You'll notice it's starting to get better. And this is for the pain.
All right, AccuCure and Safe Spree, nice. I am. Those have got to be brands that are within the game, I'm guessing.
May 14th, 1998.
All right, so we're kind of just following this guy. We started off with a lady. I think she actually came into this room with a shotgun. So I feel like bigger things are going to eventually happen here, but we're taking a little bit of time to get to that stuff. Golly, what is wrong with this poor guy? I don't know, man. If you were facing something like
I
that,
ended up dragging
like
my foot
for
all the way
real,
in the dog's pen.
and there are some diseases that humans can get that will do that have nothing to do with Resident Evil.
Then I realized some of them had escaped.
Uh-oh.
Maybe this is their way of getting back at me for not feeding them the last 3 days.
Again, I don't know how you didn't immediately notice that. These people, maybe they've only got like a field of vision of like 5 feet, so that's why the girl at the beginning had to walk in and then finally found the body on the bed, even though it would have been immediately evident to her the second she walked through the door. Okay.
Sir, it's not safe out here. Go back to your room.
Look, sir,
Yeah, no crap.
there's another one.
Nice little Dutch angle. That's where you take the camera and kind of turn it at a diagonal. The reason that you would do that is if you're trying to indicate to the audience that something's definitely off. Okay, so he's typing out a letter. I wonder if this will be what we saw later where it said whatever it was, itchy and tasty or something like that. The itchy part would make sense because I'm sure the problems that
May
this guy
16th,
has itches like
1998.
crap. This makes me wish I had a better understanding of Resident Evil. I would probably know what's going on with him and what these
entire
wounds or
body feels
whatever
hot,
are, but
itchy, and I'm sweating all the time now. I scratched the swelling on my arm and a piece of rotten flesh dropped off.
Yeah.
What the hell's happening
What
to
happened?
me?
What happened to this poor guy?
Fever gone, but itchy.
That's a good shot right there. I like that. I very much like that shot.
And to eat elevated food.
Well, I was warned there are some graphic violence in this, so.
Itchy. Itchy.
Hey, it's your buddy.
Is that his name?
Scott.
Scott came.
Buddy, you don't look so good. You're gonna need
I don't think he is doing so good. That's unfortunate. This guy that's the soldier, I think obviously this person is a dear friend to him and unfortunately has succumbed to whatever is going on here that's causing all the nonsense. So it's just unfortunate because clearly this guy was a friend and he killed his friend. That's unfortunate. All right. So now we're back with the lady from the start. I'm assuming that the body in the bed is the guy we've been watching and looking at. Uh-oh, that's no good. What happened to her shotgun? That's a good shot, too. I'll assume for right now, Andrew, you are the director based on that. You've got some good compositions here in general. Okay, there we go, finally. Yeah, so Andrew, you were the director. Hey, what can I say? The imagery looked great. The compositions were great. You only had one composition that I thought was a little wonky, and that was at the beginning when the scientist was kind of framed about here in the frame, looking that way. It seemed like he probably should have been framed more like this, and you were focusing on his mouth. So it was a little bit weird, okay? The only other thing that I would say, because I thought the lighting looked great, I heard everything just fine, the music wasn't too loud, you know, the acting for what I saw was okay. You know, we don't get a lot of time with the actors. The poker scene, honestly, was kind of boring to me, but I think that's more about I'm just not into playing poker and stuff, so I just wanted to kind of get through that scene so we could get on to the action. You do have some moments, Andrew, where a harder impact for the shot would have worked. One that comes to mind is when that dog comes and jumps on the fence and the guy kind of falls back from it. That could have probably been done in a way to make that a little bit more intense, a little bit more like a, maybe even venturing a little bit into jump scare territory, because it just didn't look like there was a lot of force behind it at all. And there's a couple of moments where your pacing's a little wonky, but overall I really enjoyed it. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing. It just, like I said, I wish I knew more about Resident Evil. I would probably be able to follow this a lot better. Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being the most horrible thing I've ever seen and 10 being the greatest thing I've ever seen, I am going to give this film a 7. No, you know what? I'm going to give you an 8. I'm going to give you an 8 because the only issue I had with it were a couple of compositions that were a little bit off. I did think that the monster, the reptile monster, probably shouldn't have been so as lit as he was, and he was obviously a CGI character. I definitely think, it looks like we've still got an after scene here, so we'll just let that play through here. Hang on, let's see what we got going on.
Well, that was quick.
Thought the movie was over.
Those shutters back there.
Piece of cake. Leave it to me.
Regina, any sign of Kirk?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Keep sweeping the area. He can't be far.
All right. These monitors ought to spill the secrets on Kirk's location.
Alright, so we're still looking for somebody named Kirk, I think. This must be a setup for like a follow-up, which I'll definitely at some point check out. Third energy crisis. As if 2 weren't already enough. Am I right or am I right? Coming soon. Okay, so this is a little bit of a series that he's working on, Andrew is, with his people, so I will definitely come back and circle back around to his channel to check that out. Guys, check out the Residents of Evil channel. Go give them a subscribe. I'm going to go check out the other work on their page. There'll probably be another part to this, so I'll pull that and eventually watch it. We'll do it as a series, kind of like we're doing the Siren Head movie series and whatnot. Okay, well anyway, that's really all I've got to say about this one, so pretty good effort there, Andrew. You and your guys did a great job. Once again, just want to invite you all to come check out our latest film from our little group, SCP Keter. It's on the channel you're watching this video on right now, James T. Clement Film. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and it follows a mobile task force unit going in to investigate a murder that was so bizarre that it's obvious to the Foundation that there's some anomalous stuff going on in this structure, this barn structure in the movie. So that's the gist of it. So go check that out, and then when you're done with that, you can follow the link in the description of this video and go check out The Keeper's Diary for yourself. Like I said, just be sure you give these guys some love. I think that, like I said, the most important thing, so they did a crowdfunding effort on this of a little bit over $55,000 with a little bit over 700 backers. That's kind of what we're going to be going up with our next film, which is a follow-up to SCP Keter, called SCP Breach. And I think with that title you can imagine where we're going with it. I'm going to be talking about that more and more as we go here. But yeah, we're going to be, like Keter I was able to fund myself, but Breach I am not going to be able to. We've really got some over-the-top stuff planned and really some huge surprises. A little bit of a kind of a little tease. You're going to see the return of an actor to a character in SCP Breach that you have seen in another SCP film before, and we're really excited about that. Like I said, I'm going to be giving out more details about SCP Breach here in the near future. But for right now, like I said, go give these guys at Resident Evil a subscribe, and we will catch you next time.